everyone, it's Diane here from Diane, and this week I'd like to show you how to make this card. It's called a tag pocket card because it has a little pocket here with a tag in it. So it's a bit like a Z fold, but this is actually stuck down, so this is actually really beautiful. This is done with the impressions in ink paper, so it's absolutely gorgeous. And I used the Timeless Tulips for this one as I made it a Get Well card. This is done with Magenta Madness because that's what colours in this, and I did this for my colour creation blog. But this is absolutely gorgeous, but today we're going to do it in some paper which is called, let me grab it, leaning forward here just a moment, called Blackberry Beauty. It's absolutely gorgeous paper. I don't know if you've seen this. It's in the mini catalogue, so it won't be there for much longer. Look at that, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And it's actually blackberry and bliss and raspberry colouring all the way through. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I just thought, well, I'm going to make this card using that paper. So that is what we're doing. And I'm going to sneeze again. Oh dearie me, I can feel it coming on. So if I sneeze, excuse me. So our card blank is going to measure 11 3/4 by 4 1/8. And then we're going to need a front panel. We need 2 of these that measures 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. And then we've got 2 pieces of designer series paper that measure 3 5/8 by 2 3/8, and they're going to go on the tops of those. For our insert, we're going to need a piece that measures 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and then our writing layer, which measures the wrong size. Look at that, I cut them the same size. Look at that, how silly am I? That measures 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. So let's cut that down. 3 5/8 for 5/8 by 5 3/8. I didn't do very good there, did I? I measured that a bit wrong and chopped it off. Never mind, we've got it correct now. So that is the 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. Then for our tag, we need a piece that measures about 4 1/4 or 4 1/8 by about 2 3/8 of an inch. This will get your tag out of, which I've already cut out, along with, I've formed the little bits on the top here. You get 3. I don't know why they would made it 3. It's just a funny number. But this piece just measures 1/2 inch by 2 well, you don't even need that. 1/2 inch by 2 inches is going to be plenty big enough for those. So I can pop those in the bin. Piece of ribbon about 6 inches long. And in this case I've got a gold leaf because of the pattern I'm using. So let's pop them out of the way over here like this, and I'll show you what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Happy Birthday out of the Sweet Treats. Oops. So we're just using this Happy Birthday out of there. That's all the words that are going to go on it. I'm going to be using these gorgeous leaves, and I'm using these 3 leaves here for doing my stamping with, and they come with these beautiful intricate leaves dies. They're absolutely beautiful, and we're just using this 1 leaf here for inside on our tag today. I'm using the tailored made tags again. I've used these before, and these are well worth having, and I'm going to be using this largest one of these tailored tags, the one with the square ends, not the rounded end. I'm going to be stamping in cinnamon cider, and I have these brush metallic dots here that I'm going to be putting onto them. I'm going to put these gold ones on. These are gorgeous. This is like a bronze, a brassy colour. Well, that's bronze, brassy colour and gold. So we're going to use the gold ones of those. We do need some red liner tape because it is stronger than the normal double-sided tape. I think I put double-sided tape in my tutorial I will actually change that, because I've actually got a draft copy here, so I always do a draft copy, that way when I'm doing my videos, if I've got any problems with it, I can actually then, you know, make amendments before I actually do my original copy for it all. So what we'll do first is I'm just going to get rid of one of those because we don't need it, and we'll stick these on so you can see how these go. So these little tag things here, they just make it stronger across that hole there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around these here and pop this onto the top of this. Now it goes with the flat edge to the top. So you want to try and get it as straight as possible if you can, and over the hole like so. Now I like to put one on the back as well, because I think that, you know, it just gives that extra strength. So for me, I just like to put one front and back, and it's just, if you're putting some ribbon through it, it just sort of gives that extra strength on that. So I've just done that bit first so that we can see that that's how it's going to go, and it just looks nice and finished off. You could have done it in the same colour so it didn't show, but I wanted it to be a contrast. So we've got that, so I'll pop that out of the way for a moment, and we'll pop all these other bits out of the way, and we'll start by scoring our main card. So I'll just pop them up there, and ooch, couldn't bend down then. Got a bit stuck. On the long side, we're going to score our main card at 2 15/16. So that is actually just between the two things here. So for me, it's easier to just move it out just that tinsy bit from the edge, which means that this will just go down the side there, and do it at the 2 and 7/8 mark. Or you can just do it on your other board. I did that the wrong way, didn't I? Because now it's a bit less. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Never mind. Let's do that. Turn it over, and using the thick side, if you put your line in the wrong spot, that's easy to fix. You just turn it over and just gently rub down that line, and it will go away. Because we're going to be putting other stuff on there, it's not going to show. So, alright, so we're going to score this at 5 7/8 as well. So we can score this at 5 and 7/8 of an inch. And then if we turn it this way and fold it, and then we can just turn it around the other way with the fold line at the back, and we can turn this back like so, and we can fold that down along that line there like so. Because that other line is on the inside there, it won't show, on the inside here, it doesn't show. It's so close to the other one, you wouldn't even see it. So, as I say, you can't even see where I did the other line. And now you've got your two folds like so. Let's pop that out of the way. And then we're going to bring in our pencil and our ruler. And we're going to mark down this one side here, 2 inches. Just a little pencil mark about like this. We can mark, we've got our rubber here so we can actually erase them afterwards. And then we're going to pop this into our trimmer at that 2 inch mark, and we're going to cut it up to this score line here. So, like so. So we have that piece cut off on that angle there. So our card now looks like this. So we don't need this piece unless you want to keep it for some reason. So it can go in the bin. So that's the front of our card done. What we're going to do next is we're going to bring in our panels for the front of the card. And we're going to we want one of each. And we're going to mark this one. I'll move this out of the way. We're going to mark this one at the, let's turn the page over, 1 7/8 mark. Down the side, 1 7/8 mark. That's just there, like so. And we're going to mark this one on on the correct side at the 1 5/8 of an inch mark. 5/8, 4 5/8. Okay, and then we're going to bring in our trimmer again, and making sure that we've got this at the correct spot, the 1 7/8 mark. Yep, we're going to bring that up to this line up the top here. So we're going to cut from that mark on an angle like this. And we're going to do exactly the same. Now we need to make sure that our pattern that we're using is in the correct orientation, and it's the correct way up, and that we've got this on our left hand side. So I'm turning that around like so I can fit that into here, and I'm going to pull that bit off of there too, like that. So now I've put my board down there, and I can rub these marks off of my card. There, there, and there. That's better. So we can, right, so those bits are rubbish, and we can now start putting our card together. So we can pop these two pieces together and these two pieces together like so. And this one, I think this one actually needs to have a tiny little bit cut along the bottom now. I'm just going to trim off 1/8 of an inch along that bottom, which is the thickness of that the middle piece, that black piece, is about 1/8 of an inch. I think it just needs that tiny little bit more cut off. It's up to you. It's not I have to do, but I just find that it just looked as if it was a little bit too long. Okay, so we've got our pieces on here like so. And now we're going to glue this piece onto the inside here, so this flap coming across. So if you only wanted to put a half a piece in here, you can do that if you wished. Wished. That sounds some very good English, does it? If you wish. So if you're running a bit short on your designer series paper and you want to use it up, you could also use just a smaller piece in there, as long as it came past this end of this piece here. That piece is on the inside there, and with this open like this, we're going to pop this piece on the outside here. Oh, I'm doing a really good job of getting the glue everywhere today, aren't I? Alright, so that's on there like so. Once we're happy with that, we can give that a nice good press down like so. This is where we're going to use our red liner tape. If I can find the end of it. It's not the easiest tape to find the end of. There we go. And I'm going to put my red liner tape along this edge here, the edge that's got the smaller end on, and I'm going to then put some along the bottom as well. It's just that if you use normal double-sided tape, you'll find that it, unless it's a really high quality one, and even with some of those it's not real good. Let's pop the lid on that, glue a moment while we're doing this. Oh, come on, get in there, that's it. So now we're going to pull this end off of here, which I've now got myself one of these take your pick tools. After all these years, I decided to get myself one. And we've got that off, and get it off your fingers because it's actually really staticky. and pull this across, making sure that we've got no edges hanging out. Making sure that it lines up nicely across the bottom and with that centre crease there. And we're going to just push that down nice and tight. Whoops. You don't want to, like so. And that's our pocket on the front. So now we're just going to put a nice edge down this edge again. And I'm going to pop my insert layer in. Oops. Nearly dropping everything over here today. Seems like I haven't got enough room today. Pop this one onto the card in the side like so. With my layer, my top layer, I like to just lay it on top like this and close the over, and I'll draw my pencil line down this side like this so that I know where I'm going to put my saying. Now I'm going to be using this Delicata ink and it's in the gold glitz, and I'm going to put a happy birthday on there. So I want it down the bottom here, and I know that this takes a little while to dry, so I'm going to pop this down the bottom here, and you have to leave it on there for a little bit longer too to get a nice fix of it. And then what we'll do is we'll just pop this on one side for a few minutes so that that can dry, and we'll go on to the tag. So for my tag, I've got, I thought I had, a small piece of this paper somewhere. Oh, I must have dropped it on the way over here. Hang on, I'll just go get it. Oh no, that's right, I used the piece that I put in the bin. Here we go. Grab it out of the bin really, really quickly. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to pop this down in here like so. Like that. So I'm going to glue that onto that piece there, because I'm going to use this as like a bookmark in this case on this card. And then I will stick my leaf on here like so. So right, let's pop some glue on my leaf. These are beautiful, these leaves. I actually really love them. And then we're going to pop that leaf on here like this, so that it just sits on there nicely. Let's lay that down. One good thing with the glue that I use, it does dry clear and non-sticky. So now I have a piece of ribbon about 6 inches long, a bit longer here in this case, but it doesn't matter. This is gold ribbon, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop it through this hole at the top. So we're going to fold it in half, and you want to put it through from the front through to the back. That way you get the best look on the front of your card. So we're going to pop this through the card, through the hole in the card, from the front to the back, if I can get it through there. Come on, go, go, go. There we go. And then we can then pop these two tag ends through the loop. This will bring the loop up to the front. So we can pull this up a little bit, but we don't want to pull it too much, not with the two of them at a time. So we need to pull them one at a time to get them tight. If you pull them the two of them, you're more likely to tear up here. So once you're happy with how tight they are, we can trim these off then to our desired length. So we could have done with a bit less ribbon, but doesn't matter. Okay, so that's done, and that will fit in. Oops, that's getting in there. In here. I'm going to leave him out because he's still a bit damp, so I'll leave him out there. And now we can go back to this. We know that we've drawn our line there. That line there is so that we can then do it so our leaves show out the side here like this, and we know that they're going to show out. So I'm going to be using this if I can get the lid off of it. I'm having trouble. Cinnamon cider here, and we're going to use these leaves. I'm just going to ink up the leaf, and I'm going to, let's see, I've got a piece of scrap paper here, pop that on there because I'm going to come off the edge, and I'm going to actually stamp my leaves so they go over that line a little bit, and we can do that with all of them, as much or as little as you'd like. This one I'm going to do both ways. And this top one through the middle here like so. So now I've still got a writing area here if I want to write, but with this in my card like so, the leaves stick out and it just gives that interest. If you wanted to put another leaf like one of these gold ones down the side here, you can, or a few other leaves, that's fine. I just don't think it needs any more. I think that's plenty for what I want today. So I'm just leaving that as is. I will now just wait for that to, I was going to say melt, it's not going to melt, dry a little bit, and then I will rub my pencil line out through the middle there, just so that I know that it's all gone and you can't see that. And we can now pop this into the inside of our card like so. And let's get the glue off the top of my nib because I'm having a bit of trouble with it. There we go. Put the pin back in. Oops. And then pop our card into the writing panel into the middle of the card. And we can close our card and pop our tag in. Oops, that's just a little bit, no glue on that corner, so I have to be careful with that. I can fix that up in a little while. And that's the inside of our card like so. Now where's my knob things? Oops. And I'll put these small gold ones on here. I think I'll put them up in this corner here like so. And I might even put one of the larger ones just over here. Yep, that's really, really good. I like the way that's turned out. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. And there's my original one with the tag in the bottom. I put my piece of card along the bottom. I stamped that one. This one I didn't. But as you can see, they all pop out the side. A little bit of writing room there. I think I put too many in that way. But that's my card for today. I hope you've enjoyed that. And the written tutorial for this will be on my blog on the same day as this goes live from my YouTube. Not my blog, sorry, on my Facebook group, which is Diane for Stamping, Crafting Tutorials, which you'll find the link down the bottom here. So I hope you have a go at this. If you do, I'd love to see your creation. So I will see you again next week. Bye for now.